Handsome Molly. Shortening bread. Hi, I'm Mike. This is Frank's Fiddle. This is becoming the fiddle hat. Check out this here. We're 4 years into the coronavirus lockdown. Hi, okay, what was that about? Well, I'll come back to why I did those two tunes earlier, a little later. I keep having these epiphanies, like I'm the only person who ever thinks of these things. But I've been thinking about the fiddle and the guitar, and why one thing seems to be so different when I see other people playing them. What I mean by that is, I play the guitar. Well, I should say I used to play the guitar. I've not played for quite some time, and I was never brilliant. I'm not trying to say I'm a great guitarist. I'm not, but I was a decent guitarist. I can play, knew a load of chords, and I could play along to tunes. And I did 2 or 3 different styles of finger picking. You could do the Travers finger pick, which is fairly difficult to get to learn. I can't remember how to do it. I tried the other day, and it was dreadful. But as I say, I'm no great guitarist, and I don't ever intend to be. I never intended to be. Just something to do, strum along to. I've been playing since I was at school, and I'm okay. And I see, there are plenty of other guitarists who are so much better than me. I mean, we've all seen them. We know what I'm talking about. Fantastic guitarist. Linda's cousin Phil, great guitarist, self-taught, and you get onto the Carlos Santanas or BB Kings or Burt Whedon, whoever it is that the rock heroes, and I watch them playing, and I listen to them, and I'm always impressed with what their skills are. But I've always thought they were playing the same instrument that I am. They just played it a lot better than me. They're all playing the guitar. I'm playing the guitar. They just play it a lot better than me. And I've never had an issue with that. I don't have an issue with it. And yet, with the fiddle, it's different. And I tell you what, I've come to realise. And this is going to go back to the 2 little tunes that I played at the start of this. When I watch people play the violin, and I'm not trying to demean anybody here. I'm just trying to show you what I think the difference is. When I watch somebody playing the violin, however good they are, and I mean the violin, playing it as a violin, it seems like exactly the same with the guitar. It seems as if they're playing the same instrument as me. If you watch Andrew Rieu, or if you watch, however you say his name, or Yehudi Menuhin, or anybody that you want to, that's a really fantastic violinist. They're fantastic, and I don't decry that at all. I think that the skills they've got are excellent, but they're still playing the same instrument that I'm playing. They're playing the violin. But fiddling's different. I keep watching people fiddling, and even just decent fiddlers. But I mean, when you get to the really good, the fantastic fiddle players, it just seems that they're playing a different instrument. It just seems a completely different, and it's the same thing. It's the same shape bit of what's it? Okay, the electric one's different. It's that, and the bow is that. It's no different. There may be different compositions, and they're more expensive, and made of different materials. But it's still that. It's still the fiddle. It's still the bow. There's no difference in it at all, except, and I've made myself accept what it is, and the difference is that. The difference is the bow, and not the bow, but how they use it. And so that brings me to what the reason that I just put those two basic tunes on there, because they're really simple tunes. There's only about 5 finger positions in each of them to learn, 6 maybe in shortening bread. And they're sing-along tunes. I don't want to sing along to them, and that's not the point of them. But there's a guy, well, there's plenty of these people, but specifically this fella is a fella called Craig Judelman, and I'm going to put his put a couple of links to him playing these 2 tunes in the text underneath here in the comments section. And all of them, I'm not trying to say he's any better than anybody else, but he's a great example of what I mean about them playing a different instrument, because he plays those 2 tunes, and I am going to learn, and I'm going to use these 2 tunes and Mr. Judelman's tutorials and things that he does on them, because they're just such excellent opportunities to learn different bowing techniques. And if you watch this guy and see that, and Jason does it as well, although to be fair to Jason, he's not trying really in the lesson on Fiddlehead, he's not trying to give the same kind of lesson that Judelman's is doing, and others, isn't there? There are others, of course, and many of them. Jason can do all this. I mean, he had a session last night on one of his workshop things, and he just played along and you think, oh Jesus, that's bloody brilliant how his how his bowing is. But this guy Judelman, he's he plays, he's a fiddler, he plays in a band, he's got his own little thing, I can't remember what it's called now, and he's an old-time fiddler. And the things that he does with his bow, and you try and do them, you think, oh yeah, that looks really easy. And he'll do things like, and I won't get this right, but he does these things like, he's just a shuffle, but not this kind of, because we do this kind of thing. And, Craig, Jason does that, and a few people do that, and there's that kind of shuffle. But then he does things like, and you look at it and you think, oh yeah, piece of cake. And it really aren't easy things to do. It's just not simple. It's simple when you sit doing it like that, but try and put it into a tune. It's so difficult to do that. And that's just, that's absolutely the basics. I'm not trying to say that's all he does to make them sound fantastic. But the expression that he gets on the bow and the relaxed way that he bows it, and you should watch these couple of videos underneath and you'll see what I mean. And I've decided that I'm going to add that little bit, 5 minutes or 10 minutes maybe, into every one of my practice sessions with some different bowing techniques. I don't want to try and become Craig Judelman's overnight, or even in the next 5 years, but to use his things to get some different bowing techniques, accent onto the thing. And it's that is the difference. Yes, the left hand, they're fantastic with this, and how the position of the fingers, and they're just really good fiddlers. They're just fantastic with what they can do with the left hand. But it's that for me is the difference. How they use that, and it does become a magic wand for them. So, as I say, that's just putting this up there. We're in the middle of April. Should be going on holiday tomorrow. Should have been flying out tomorrow to Miami for a cruise for our holiday. And we're not. We're staying here and there's nowhere open. So that's all this is. It's just a reminder for me. I think we're on the 13th. Is it 13th day? 13th of April, of May. Epiphany number 12 or whatever it is. Take care. Speak to you. Oh, I didn't introduce you to Frank. There's Frank. Yes, Frankie boy. Forgot to introduce you to Frank again. I got Frank. Peace out. Be safe. Take care.